Hey everyone, here's a quick review on two of the products that I use through most of my workouts. For dumbbells, these are the Bowflex Selecttech 552s, and this is the universal 5-position weight bench. I got both of these off Amazon.com. That was the cheapest I could find them at the time. But if you do wind up trying to get one of these products, do your own shopping, try to get the best deal that you can. No sense in paying more for them. I think they're both great, and with that, let's get on with the review. So here's one of the Selecttechs. The 552s start at 5 pounds and they'll go all the way up to 52.5 pounds. They're labeled in 2.5 pound increments up to 25 pounds, and then they go from 5 pounds up to 50, and then the last one at 52.5. But you can actually get 2.5 pound increments the entire weight range. All you gotta do is say, instead of going 30 to 35, you actually want that 32.5. Dial one of the sides here to 30, dial the other side to 35, and you'll get that weight in between. So that's how you get 32.5. What happens here is the whole concept. You dial whenever you want, you lift up the handle, the plates come with it. So this is just the 5 pound weight of the handle, no plates attached. If we went real quick up to, let's say, 20 pounds, just dial it in on both sides, lift up, and it takes the right plates with you. So real easy to get those weights. One of the biggest advantages that you have with these versus your traditional dumbbells is the amount of space that you're going to save. So here you have, all the way up to 52.5 pounds and 2.5 pound increments. Think about putting that into normal dumbbells and having all those. You're going to fill up an entire wall full of dumbbells, even if you had 2 levels going across for all the pairs. And that amount, with just the Selecttechs, you're pretty much only going to take up like a 2-foot area on your floor. Along with the space savings, inherently becomes a cost savings as well. So these are $300, which seems quite pricey just by themselves. But when you equate that to the same amount of dumbbells that you would have, even at 50 cents per pound for dumbbells, which is pretty cheap, I think, that's going to run you $575. Plus you're going to have to buy a rack to put all the dumbbells on. So it's an incredible amount of savings. If you want the math involved and how I came with that, check down the description section or click on the on-screen link right now and you'll see that. Now, there are some disadvantages to these, and the main one is how fragile they are. So they're not a solid piece of equipment, like a one piece like a cast dumbbell would be. So they do have the plates, so you don't want to be dropping these things anywhere. You can't be in the gym where you've pushed out a really good set, you're all excited, you scream and then you drop the dumbbells. These will probably break on you if you do that. So always think about setting them down rather than dropping them. You can do things, I've done asylum workouts where you're curling a little bit and then you go down to the floor, you're doing some push-ups off of these. That'll work for them, okay? They're sturdy enough for things like that. Just be careful with them, that's all. The other thing people have had an issue with is the length. So you're pretty much, no matter what weight size you use, you're going to have this entire length, which is a little over a foot or so. And some people have said that gets in the way. I personally did not find that to be an issue. So try it for yourself. I think it'll work out just fine. And the last thing I'll say about these is, personally, I think they look pretty cool. You don't have to be hiding them in your garage if company's coming over. No need to be embarrassed. These can go in any room of your house and they're going to look really nice. So that's the Selecttechs. I highly recommend them. Buy them, you'll save space, you'll save money, and they're going to be really useful. Alright, now here's the universal weight bench. Has 5 positions. It's going to have the lowest one. It's got a 10-degree decline to it. As you saw, it also has level, and then it's got 15, 30, and 45-degree inclines to it. So this one ran me, like I said, just under $100 on Amazon.com, and had a lot of good reviews to it as well. That's why I decided to give this one a try. So one of the advantages of this one is it was really easy to assemble. It actually only had a single diagram to it, but it didn't need step-by-step directions. So everything was pretty much only one place each thing could go, so really easy to fit together. The only issue you might have is just with this bar right here. So it's got little pads on it, and it's pretty easy to see how it'll help as far as hitting up here when you're on the decline. So where it's going to rest. So I actually did put that on backwards the first time, but really easy just to swap it back out once I saw the mistake that was happening there. So easy to assemble. It's pretty comfortable. The cushions are good in here. They're not really flimsy. It feels like they're going to last a long time. I haven't been using this bench too long, so long-term effects we'll see, but as of right now everything's really comfortable. Another advantage, this thing is pretty light to move around. So you can move it from room to room. It's easy to, if you need to put it off into a side room for storage and then bring it into a room with more space and to do your actual workouts, you're not going to have an issue with that. Carrying it up and down the stairs, maybe you don't want to do it on a daily basis, but again, it's an easy thing to do. And even with how light it is, this whole thing is surprisingly stable. So it's not going to move around on you when you're lifting or anything. They put a lot of really good engineering into making this, good design concepts, so every little bit of weight that it has is used for stability, for structure. It's going to last you a long time. The only disadvantage I can think of this thing, and I always try to come up with at least one disadvantage for everything to have a good review, is that there's no 90-degree incline for it, so nothing to hold it up here. And really, I don't think that's a disadvantage, because I can't think of any exercises that I really use that would utilize the 90-degree incline. I just saw other models had it, so this one doesn't. So again, that's the only thing I can think of. Everything else about this bench is really great. So especially for $100, this was on the cheaper side compared to a lot of the benches I saw. This is a great deal. So go ahead and get this bench if you're looking for one. If this video was useful to you, feel free to leave a comment, ask questions, like the video, or subscribe if you want future information. So good luck out there on your fitness journeys.